Hi, Corey Geiger, Neil Rudel. A very entertaining and entertaining second half anyway, but competitive game, Penn State Northwestern, and Northwestern wins 23-21 on a last-second field goal. Just a really wild and crazy finish.
Yeah, I mean, Penn State obviously had a ton of chances, but so did Northwestern in a way. And I think that was one of the more intriguing. And people thought it was going to be a close game. Almost everybody picked it as a close game. The fact that Penn State left a lot of plays on the field, this would have been a terrific win. Northwestern's not a super team, but I think it would have been Penn State's best win of the year.
Yeah.
And on the road. And Penn State played a good second half, and I think that has to leave a sour taste in their mouth that they weren't able to finish it.
Well, what's so strange is the defense couldn't get off the field at the end of the game, and this is a defense over the last year and a half. A lot has been asked of this unit because the offense has struggled so much. Well, the offense struggled today, but it scored enough points to win the game. Special teams were bad again, but that probably shouldn't have been an issue because the defense had 3rd and 15. Actually, it was 2nd and 15. Grant Haley can't come down with the interception. 3rd and 15. Grant Haley bites on the end fake. They get 23 yards, and the defense just couldn't get off the field.
Yeah, and they've been so good. The defensive line at one point was starting to take over the game, but Northwestern's offensive line and running game, I think, was pretty punishing for Penn State.
Yeah.
Penn State has been gashed by quarterbacks that can move around a bit. They're definitely more of a challenge to defend. A couple things moving down the field. Penn State showed a lot of resilience to come back and take a 21-20 lead. Some ingenuity with the double reverse. Lewis throws a tremendous pass, and then Barkley comes back out of the Wildcat and scores a touchdown, put them up. But then they get back in not quite the red zone, but Hackenberg threw a tough interception across the field. It was a big play. They were on their way in to at least go up by 4.
Okay, so Quan Barkley, 130 yards, couple TD runs on the Wildcat. Did you have any issue with him running the Wildcat 3rd and 1 from his own 15? A first down there ends the game. Do you have any problem with the play call?
Not really. It's been pretty good to him. I would like to see maybe they went to the well once too often. But, the play had been pretty good to him to at least get a yard. I really don't have a huge problem with that one.
I'm shocked he didn't get it. I mean, Saquon Barkley is a star, but I knew they were going to run it. You knew they were going to run it. You knew they were going to run it. At that point, Northwestern knew they were going to run the Wildcat.
Right.
So, maybe something different just so it's not so predictable.
Yeah, but, again, I think that then that led to a lot of timeout issues. The fact that James Franklin really took their breath away, the last breath.
We'll walk it through real quick. First down, minute 6. There's 50 seconds left. If James Franklin takes timeout there with 50 seconds instead of 22 seconds when he did take it, 28 seconds. Even after Northwestern scored, Penn State could have gotten the ball back with 37 seconds left. But James Franklin...
They got it back with 9.
Unlike Mike Tomlin, who I think is awful at clock management, unlike Mike Tomlin, James Franklin owned up to it. He made a mistake.
Yeah, he did. And, he's still growing in a high-profile situation, although these are now veteran coaches that, you're in your... what are you talking about? He was 3 years at Vanderbilt. You're in your 5th year as a head coach now. And... you have to have these things played out in your mind. I mean, this is what you're paid to do.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is, the bottom line is in these type of situations, that's what separates decent game coach from good and good to great.
We're on the sideline screaming timeout. Everybody in the stands is screaming timeout. I'm sure all of you at home on TV are screaming timeout. The guy getting $4.5 million didn't call a timeout.
No, and he fell on his sword. I do give him credit for that, and I think... they called the next 2 right away, but it was too late at that point. Now, there's no guarantee that Penn State was going to win the game. They would not have had any timeouts left. They would not have been able to use the middle of the field. But it just took away, it just added to the list of mistakes. The drop passes, the dropped interceptions, and they just didn't play well enough on the road to win.
And it was a nice win for Northwestern. They're having a good season. Beat Stanford, beat Duke. Northwestern's defense was good today. Penn State gets the bye week now. and then the Harbaughs come to town in a couple weeks, and that's going to be a lot of fun.
It is, and that was the one thing they had a chance to really build up a lot of enthusiasm for a senior day game against a name opponent, and they missed that opportunity. Still have not played really, really well at all on the road. So, you know, they are continuing to put some pieces in place here. There were some bright spots, but I think they could have really created a great atmosphere. It's Michigan. It'll still be a good atmosphere, but I think they had a chance to take some momentum into the bye week.
All right. For Neil Rudel, I'm Corey Geiger. Thanks for watching.